training them to give them little water. I'm going to tell you something. If you dealing with seedlings, these seedlings is actually still at 3 months and they indoor because I can't take them out. The weather is way too cold for them, so they're gonna be indoors for the next 2 to 3 months because you don't want to lose them. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be yes, what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be adding compost around them and give them little water. Little water. So if I train these seedlings to grow up from little water, when they transplant out in the spring, they will be able to survive if we deal with a drought. I don't wet my plants, the one them that I have in ground, I don't wet them. But if I have them in container, I do wet them from time to time. So training your seedlings is really a good idea. For me, it works. Always remember, anyhow, you have seedlings. You don't want to give, the truth is, you don't want to treat a seedlings, give it the richest soil or the best water in this stage. The reason why you don't want to do that, if you giving it a lot of water now, and you're giving it rich soil, when you transplant it, you got to make sure you at least have the same soil to put it in. You can't move it from rich soil and put it into poor soil. That don't adds up. That's like you're reversing the growth of the plant. So if you removing them, from rich soil, make sure you're getting ready to put them in rich soil. You cannot move them. Papa. Right, you cannot move them from rich soil and put them in poor soil. That's gonna back the growth of the plant. So if you have them in a poor condition, not giving them too much water, what's gonna happen is you're just giving them enough water to survive. That's what you're doing. You're giving them enough water to survive. So when you take them out now, they're accustomed to survive without too much water. So like I'm saying, if you have a drought, you wouldn't have a big problem because they could survive with little water. All right, and the goal is planting them deep. The goal is planting them at least 10 to 12 inches deep. 10 to 12 inches deep in ground, I guarantee you, you wouldn't have to water them as much. All right, so programming these now is one of the best thing I can do right now. Programming them, just giving them enough to survive, not for them to grow, because they're not gonna grow like that. They will grow, but they're not gonna grow like that because they're not getting the sun. So focus on keeping them alive, keeping them growing. Then in the spring, you take them and you transplant them outside. So right now, what I'm doing, the truth is this soil is pretty rich. What I have here is pretty rich. But also where I'm taking them is going to be pretty rich as well. So that's okay. But you can't take them from rich from a rich situation and put them into a poor condition because now they got to adjust themselves. They are accustomed feeding from nutrients, minerals, and nice water. And then when you move them, you barely giving them any water, and the soil is poor. That's not gonna work. And this is what goes on a lot of time. This is how we make a lot of mistake in our garden by some simple situation. Sometimes we might transplant our seedlings and realize they're not growing or they're not doing well at all. And sometimes we believe, we need to go and get the synthetic for put around them. But sometimes the problem is sometimes, not all the time, sometimes the problem is what I now explain to you. You sow them in rich soil